Hey, I'm Allison. Welcome to Math Bytes. Today, we're talking about percent problems. Percent problems involve three things: two values and a percent. They're often presented as the dreaded word problem, so it's important to understand how to write your problem as an equation. Let's start with the definition. Percent means per 100. So if you want to write a percent as a fraction, just put it over 100. For example, 63% is 63 over 100. 13% is 13 over 100. 89% is 89 over 100. Now, because we're dividing by 100, we can also write percents as decimals, simply by moving the decimal 2 places to the left. So, 63% is also equal to 0.63. 13% is equal to 0.13. 89% is equal to 0.89. And this holds true for any percent value you may be working with. Take a look at this. 30% of 40 is 12. This is a true statement, and I can prove it to you. I'm going to rewrite that sentence as an equation. Now, to do that, you need to know a couple of things. Anytime you see the word is, that means equals. And anytime you see the word of, that means multiplication. So I'm going to rewrite this. 30% of 40 is 12. That becomes 30% times 40 equals 12. I'm going to rewrite 30% as a decimal, so I get 0.30 times 40 equals 12. And if you don't believe me, just try it on a calculator. 0.3 times 40 is, in fact, 12. Now, this might not seem particularly exciting, but this way of being able to use equals for is and multiplication for of comes in very useful when working problems. So let's take a look at a few examples. Here's our first example. What is 15% of 80? Now, using what we've just learned, that is means equals and of means multiplication, we're going to rewrite this sentence as an equation. Now, when you see the word what, that is something I don't know yet. So I'm going to just use a variable there as a placeholder. Let's say x. Okay, so what is? X equals 15% of 80 times 80. So I get x equals 15% times 80. I'm going to change my 15% into a decimal. So I get x equals 0.15 times 80. And when you calculate that out, you get 12. So what we've learned here is that 12 is 15% of 80. All you have to do is change it from a sentence to an equation and calculate the answer. Here's our second example. 90% of what number is 45? So translate the sentence into an equation, and we get 90% times x, that's my what number, equals 45. Now, I'm going to change 90% into a decimal, so I get 0.90 times x is 45. All right, I am multiplying my variable by 0.90. So I'm going to divide both sides of my equation by 0.90. So 0.90 times x over 0.90 equals 45 divided by 0.90. Now, on the left, that 0.90 in the numerator and the denominator just cancels out. It actually becomes 1. So that leaves me with x equals 45 divided by 0.90. And if you calculate that, you will find that x equals 50. So 90% of 50 is 45. Now, if you would prefer to see this problem solved with fractions instead of decimals, we have a companion video that does just that, so feel free to check that out. For now, let's move on. Here's our last example. It says, what percent of 60 is 15? Same thing, except now we're going to be discovering the percentage. It's okay, still just put an x in for the percent and don't worry about it for now. So we get x times 60 equals 15. Okay, I'm multiplying x by 60, so I'm going to divide both sides of my equation by 60. And then the 60s on the left will just cancel out. 60 over 60 is just 1, and that'll leave me with x equals 15 over 60. Okay? If you divide 15 by 60, you will find that it is 0.25. Now, remember though, in this problem, I'm trying to find a percent value. So let's be sure to write it that way. Now, from the beginning of this video, you'll remember that 63% is equal to 0.63, right? So if x equals 0.25, and I want to write it as a percent, just move the decimal place 2 places to the right. So x is equal to 0.25 or 25%. So 25% of 60 is 15. Remember, with percent problems, there's always 3 things, 2 values and a percent, and you're usually missing one of them. So put an X in for the thing you're missing. Where you see the word of, put in multiplication. Where you see the word is, put in equals, and you'll have yourself a nice little basic algebraic equation. Now don't forget, if you're trying to find a percentage, express your answer as a percentage rather than a decimal or a fraction, and you'll do just fine. That's it for this episode of Math Bytes. If you like our videos, please subscribe to our channel. And if you have a question you'd like to ask us or a topic you'd like to see us discuss, just email us. We are at contactmathbytes@gmail.com, and we'll see you next time.